and hello my fellow card game enthusiasts. How have you been? So this is a little bit of a channel and life update, and part of that is that I've been trying to learn sign language for a while now, but I'm kind of bad at it. So I'm still practicing, I'm still learning. I want to incorporate a little bit more of it into some of my videos to try to help out that part of the Yu-Gi-Oh community, and I hope it's okay with you guys that I practice a little through here, and I would love feedback if any of you happen to know ASL. I don't know enough ASL, and I'm really bad at fingerspelling to do an entire video using it as a language. I'm really bad at talking while I sign, so I hope you don't mind if I drop a few signs every now and then just to practice. But anyways, let's get into the video. Okay, so first things first. Do you like my ensemble? I got on my Magic the Gathering pants. I don't even know if you can see that because they are so old and so worn out. No, I don't play. Yes, I bought them when I was trying to learn. No, I didn't have any friends to learn with, so I stopped playing. And then of course I have my Yu-Gi-Oh shirt. I cropped this and it's shankily tied in the back. I have pictures of it on Instagram. I decided that I needed a Yu-Gi-Oh shirt to wear in my videos, so I kind of made one. I know, round of applause. If you want to see pictures of me showing it off, you can check out my Instagram. It is down below. Okay, but secret time, I'm also wearing these awesome dino toes, and I may or may not be wearing my partner's boxers right now because I'm super lazy. Fruit of the Loom. Very comfortable, but kind of long. They go up to my knees, so 7 out of 10 on recommendations. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Meo, our beautiful alternative Yu-Gi-Oh angel. Why are you dressed like the cutest sack of potatoes? What happened? And that is a pretty good question, my friends. And that kind of leads into our life update. They're never good when I make them. Never like, oh, she's getting married or something. It's always sad. So I may or may not be kind of possibly moving soon. Our lease is up at the end of the month and our landlord does not want to renew it. So I have been searching for a new place and packing, which is why we're not kind of in a cuter location. We have Devastator up there, a really old happy birthday sign, which has been up since February because I turned 22. I'm 22 now. How cool is that? So, sorry, it's not a very flattering video. So anyways, I look like a potato because I've been packing for multiple months, and that includes packing away most of my clothes, and my house looks like a dumpster. So that's the update on the house. And now you are left with this gorgeous depiction of me in my full laziness. So, you're welcome. Okay, so the reason I said I might be possibly moving, even though I definitely am leaving here, is because, as I mentioned before, I've been looking for a house since about December of last year, so a good 3 months, 3.5 at this point, of searching for a new place to live, and sadly, in that time, I got like 1 call back, no emails, 2 scams, which lucky they didn't scam me because I'm smart. That's hurtful. I'm sorry to anyone that may have gotten scammed before, but No, luckily I wasn't scammed, but there were scammers, and the job market around here is so stressful. Rent is like triple the amount of our state minimum wage, and there are no renter's rights here. So you are literally paying the deposit, the first month's rent, application fees, an admin fee, whatever that is, all your utilities as usual, and all that stuff sounds pretty common, right? But then they add on like secret other fees, and it's just, it basically costs like a whole month of work to be able to move into a place, and then they expect you to be able to afford things. So it's been very stressful, and so far we don't have another place to go, but I'm crossing my fingers that hopefully we will get a showing. We do have one scheduled for Friday, and hopefully we'll be able to find a place. However, that means that filming is going to be a little bit harder. Not impossible, but a lot harder. If we aren't able to get a place, we have a plan, put everything in storage, and awkwardly go back to our separate families' homes, which will make our relationship a little different than it is now, but we'll work through it. We'll work through it together, guys, and hopefully I'll be able to start filming no matter if I have a place or not. We'll get back into the groove of YouTube because I miss you guys so much, and I miss filming, and this isn't an exaggeration. It's been driving me crazy, which is why we look like this, and we are filming today. But anyways, we also have to do a Yu-Gi-Oh part of this video because this is a Yu-Gi-Oh channel, and I haven't played Yu-Gi-Oh in so long, so let's get into that. Okay, so let's talk Yu-Gi-Oh. I have not been in the game for many months now. As a lot of you know, my locals closed down for a little bit. They stopped hosting events, but they should be opening back up very soon. Like, we're talking a few days soon. And in that few days, I would like you guys to help me catch up with what is in the game. Also, hello to Nubbins. He's just kind of sitting here. But I need to know what is happening in today's version of real life Yu-Gi-Oh! Because there are so many different formats now. There's Master Duel, there's Edo Pro, there's Duel Links, and then of course there's locals. And remote duels, I'm not even going to count that. So for locals, I have no idea what people are playing now. I know that some people have been able to go to locals, which is very exciting. I'm very excited to be able to go and play in person again. But in the meantime, I need to know about what I should be playing and how I should be playing it. Primarily, I need to know about support cards and extra cards that are currently good in basically everything. So let's talk. Alright, so I chose a deck for this, and hear me out. Stop your judging. MeoLammerz. If you guys are new to my channel, you do not know that MeoLammerz are my secret little obsession. They are my favorite deck and have been for many years, and so I would really like to be able to buff up my build. Last time we saw it, I did a invoked MeoLammerz deck profile, and you guys can straight up go see how old that deck is. Do I think that deck is still like pretty good? You know, yeah, I do. I think it's a pretty good, consistent build. It's probably the best MeoLammerz deck I've ever made. I got so many compliments about it. It made me feel super special. So why do I need your help? To be honest, I suck at deck building. I don't even know how I was able to create the invoked MeoLammerz build, but that was like a brainchild that happens once in a lifetime for me. And as a rogue casual player, that's just really cool slang for saying that I overthink what should be in my deck, and I don't have the money for super expensive, elaborate cards. I also live with a competitive Yu-Gi-Oh player who likes to take all the cards that are really good in the format, so being a rogue casual player is honestly perfect for us to not argue and fight over who gets to play which cards. So let's take a look down at the board. As you guys will be able to notice right away, I kind of tweaked it a little already. So really quickly, just to start, I want to show off the fact that I am trying to remove the invoked engine. Do I think invoked is still a pretty relevant engine anyways, and should I still probably be playing it? Yes, but honestly, I want to go back to more pure MeoLammerz. So this stuff right here, it includes my Butler Rusk because I used him to be able to search the Meltdown. I actually think I'm going to take out the extra copy of Terraforming just to squeeze in a little extra room. And if I feel like I really need it, I'll get it back, but I'm already playing 2 Chateau. And a lot of people only play 1, so I think I'm good with taking this out as well. Now, I want to talk about my extra deck. It's now not full anymore. Let me see if I can just lay it out for you guys. Alright, so this is my extra deck. Currently, it is at only 9 cards. I play 3 Teacher, 2 Tiramisu, 2 Chocolate a la Mode, and 2 of the Link. I do, however, obviously have more copies of this, but I just wanted to show off what it looks like after taking out the invoked engine. Alright, so 2 MeoLammerz cards that I actually thought about adding in, but honestly they're not great, is Waltz and Lesson. So MeoLammerz Waltz says, each time a MeoLammerz monster you control attacks or is attacked after damage calculation, inflict 300 damage to your opponent. And MeoLammerz Lesson says, target 1 MeoLammerz monster in your graveyard, shuffle that target into the deck, and if you do, all MeoLammerz monsters you currently control gain 800 attack and defense. Then, you can shuffle 1 other monster from your graveyard into the deck. So, as I mentioned before, these cards aren't particularly great. However, I do think they could be a bit fun to play, and I kind of want to experiment with them a little. I feel like there's nothing wrong with experimenting. However, I don't play very often at all, and I don't really have anyone to play against, so that's why I'm asking you guys, what do you think of these 2 cards? Honestly, I'm not sure they're worth the slots, but I do think that they could be useful. Looking back at my original build, a card that I thought about actually moving into the side was Skullmeister. I heard that it's pretty good this format, but I'm honestly not too sure because, like I said, haven't played. I haven't seen anyone use Skullmeister either, so I wasn't sure, but I know it's still a good card. I have seen people playing the artifacts again, especially Scythe. However, our only real copies of Scythe belong to my partner, so I'm not sure if he would rather use them or not. I'm not even sure if they'd be good in this deck. I have had them in the side before, so I might think about adding them back in. Some other cards that I thought about adding back in is Pot of Extravagance. I don't really know about this card. I know that it's a good overall card. However, I feel as if it's not the best for what I'm going for right now, especially because of how much I rely on my extra deck. However, I do think it's a really good card and I think I should be playing it. Another card that I thought about adding back in was number 82, Heartland Draco. This needs 2 level 4 monsters. While you control a face-up spell, card, or cards, this card cannot be targeted for attacks. Once per turn, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card. This turn, this card can attack your opponent directly, but other monsters cannot attack. The reason I think this card is so decent is honestly because it has won me games against Salamangreat, and I feel like it could win me games again. And the reason why I say that is simply because of, first of all, time. And second, there are decks that just straight up, you cannot go into your MeoLammerz extra deck. They either lock you out of it, or it doesn't matter which MeoLammerz card you go into, it's too easy for them to get over. I would like to add in more versatility in my extra deck. I know a lot of people always say, oh, well, Madolches lock you into Madolches, yada, yada, yada. But I've come to realize it's only true kind of turn one. Once you get out your full Madolche board, unless they completely destroy it and you have to rebuild it back up, there's going to be turns when you have extra materials on board. And I feel like you can use those materials to go into other cards that can help support your plays during the battle phase, or helping you negate things or sending things back or whatever it may be. I want to add some versatility into this extra deck, if not the main deck. Alright, so there are a few other cards that I currently don't have direct access to. However, I would still like to talk about them anyways, one of which is Compulsory Escape Device. I would like to add in a third copy of this card. If you don't know what it does, I'll read it off. It says, each player chooses one monster they control, then shuffles it into the deck. I honestly think this is a perfect card for Madolches because they're always shuffling back into the deck anyways. And as I mentioned earlier, sometimes you have extra materials on the field after creating your Madolche board, and you don't particularly need them. Most of the time you're left with a hoot cake on the field, like just one singular hoot cake. You can just shuffle that bad boy into the deck and possibly mess up your opponent's turn a little bit. Some other cards I'd like to add back in include Cyclone, Regeki. That's one of my favorite cards, and I was so excited when it came to 3, and I haven't been able to play it, so it's been just like, I want to play. I also want to kind of add in anti-Regeki. I honestly don't know how many people are playing Regeki in their deck, especially at 3, but I can't imagine that nobody's playing it. That would be a little ridiculous in my opinion, so I'd like to add in anti-Regeki potentially, because I think that would be just memeable and super funny. I'd also like to add in a card called Lost Wind, and I have that pulled up on my phone right now, and I'm not too sure about it, to be honest. This is one of those cards that I was kind of iffy on. It says, target one special summoned monster on the field. It has its effects negated. Also, its original attack is halved. If a monster is special summoned from your opponent's extra deck while this card is in your graveyard, except during damage step, you can set this card, but banish it when it leaves the field. Honestly, I think that's just a fun little card, but once again, I'm not too sure about it. It's another trap, and I don't want this deck to be too trap heavy. But speaking of traps, I have thought about adding in Chalice, which is a spell, I know, but I also thought about adding in Solemn Judgments or Strikes, potentially. Maybe even some Mirror Forces, I don't know. I just want to have fun with this build, and I'm not sure where to start. My problem as a rogue competitive player is that I'm not very good at the rogue part. I read all these cards and I'm like, oh, this one's usable. This one could obviously be good. And my problem is not seeing the best options. There's hundreds of cards that could probably go into this deck and be good, but I don't know which ones are best. Like, I know that you guys would probably say Forbidden Droplets, TTT. I don't have access to those. Those belong to my partner. So I have to take the more budget route. And that means creativity is very much needed. Some other cards I thought about adding to my extra deck include Daigusto Emerald and Breaksword. Like I said, I just want some diversity. I want something that I can go into just in case my Madolches can't do enough. And I want something I can go into with my extra cards that always end up on field eventually after I don't need them anymore. I just want cards that I can use when I need to be able to do things that my Madolche extra deck can't do already. I need ways that I can interact with the opponent more often, and I need cards I can go into when I'm not locked into Madolches, and I can do whatever I want with the extra materials I have on field. Also, with Daigusto Emerald, I know the whole point is like, oh, well, you're not supposed to have cards in your graveyards with Madolches. And that doesn't always happen. If somebody hits my Xyz monster it and all of its materials go into the grave. It'd be nice just to shuffle those all back, especially because I don't always have Chateau to be able to activate. So I thought that could be a pretty neat card to add in, and it could definitely help open up my board for more Madolche plays. So that's kind of the thought process behind those. I probably have 100 other cards that I have thought about and I have considered, and some of them are probably better than the ones I've listed right now. These are just the ones I can remember from like 2 days ago. I know this wasn't really a build per se. I still have to look for a lot of cards, but I hope I can get your advice on what's currently going on in today's meta. That would be fantastic. Alrighty, so I wanted to say thank you so much for watching my video, especially if you made it to the end. I really have missed you guys. I'm truly excited to read the comments. Hopefully you guys have some great advice for me. The only thing that I do ask is that you respect that this is my channel. Please don't leave an entire deck profile or link anybody else's videos. If you guys want to show me any videos from other YouTubers, I would really prefer you private message me on Instagram. You can find me at angel_of_alchemy. There's also a link down below, as well as many links to ways that you guys can support me. But yeah, please don't leave me your whole deck profile, just a few little extra card choices. I don't need to know your Madolche ratios, I already have my own. But thank you so much, and I'm very sorry that you had to wait so long for a weirdo video like this. So, I hope to see you guys again soon, and in the meantime, keep collecting, keep playing, and keep loving the game. Bye!